Hi everybody, and welcome back to my Premiership predictions. A new season is about to start, and it should be quite exciting with all the signings of new players that clubs have bought. So let's get started, shall we? Here's my first prediction for tonight's match. Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. Well, I'm going to predict where each team will finish in the table. Crystal Palace had a rather good season last season. They finished about mid-table, and I think that's where they'll finish again. As for Arsenal, I can see them finishing maybe about fourth this season, fourth. I think they'll be playing Champions League football next season. They might surprise a few teams this season, Arsenal, but I think that's where they'll finish. For tonight's prediction, I'm going to go for a draw, being this the first match of the season. Of course, Arsenal usually end up losing their first match. They did last year against Brentford. But anyway, I think this one will be a draw, being just the first match. Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 1. Tomorrow's match, the weekend's matches, Fulham versus Liverpool. Well, everybody's predicting that Fulham will go down again, and I probably think they'll probably be right. I can't see Mitrovic scoring all the goals he scored last season in the Championship. The last time he played in the Championship, he didn't score many goals. And of course, Fulham were relegated. I think the pundits will be right, and I can see Fulham going down. I think they'll probably finish second from bottom. But anyway, and of course, they play Liverpool, who will be in the Championship Premiership race. Where do I think Liverpool will finish? I did predict before the start of the season that they might win the Premier League, but somehow I don't think they will. But anyway, I think they'll finish second, Liverpool. And as for tomorrow's score, I think Fulham might be in for an hiding. First match of the season, I'm going to go for Fulham 0, Liverpool 5. Bournemouth versus Aston Villa. Well, Bournemouth are another team tipped to go back down. Of course, at the moment they haven't been busy in the transfer market. Their manager Scott Parker is not very happy about that, and of course, without better players, they're going to struggle, and then everybody's predicting that they'll go right back down. I'm going to agree with them. I think they will. I think Bournemouth will go back to the Championship, relegated next season. As for Villa, I can see them finishing mid-table. Villa are one of these mid-table teams, so I think that's where they finish. As for tomorrow's result, I'm going to go for Bournemouth 0, Villa 2. Villa to win their first match of the season. Leeds United versus Wolves. Well, Leeds were very lucky not to be relegated last season. I don't know how they managed to get away with it, but for the start of this season, they've lost two of their better players. I think Leeds will struggle this season. I really think they will, and I think this might be the season that they're relegated. I'm going to go for them to be relegated, to finish third from bottom. As for Wolves, again, another team, another mid-table team. I think they'll finish mid-table. I can't see them getting in the top 6, although you never know, they might, but I don't think they will. Anyway, for tomorrow's match, I'm going to go for a draw, being just the first match of the season. Leeds 1, Wolves 1. Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest. Well, of course, Eddie Howe has signed a new long contract today. And of course, Nottingham Forest won promotion last season through the playoffs. Now everybody's tipping them to go right back down. But I've got a feeling they might just stop up. As for Newcastle, they'll probably finish in mid-table. And as for Forest, I think they might just avoid relegation. And I'm tipping them to finish about 4th from bottom. For tomorrow's match, I'm going to go for Newcastle to win. Newcastle 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Tottenham versus Southampton. Well, everybody's tipping Tottenham to finish in the top 4, which I wouldn't be surprised they don't. I think they'll probably finish 4th this season. And as for Southampton, I'm expecting them to struggle. Everybody's tipping them to go down, but I think they'll just survive. As for tomorrow's result, it's going to be Tottenham 2, Southampton 0. Everton versus Chelsea. Well, we all know what happened to Everton last season. I think they're in for another season of struggle again. They'll probably just avoid relegation like they did last season, but I think they're going to struggle. And of course, Chelsea, I don't think Chelsea will finish in the top 4 this season. I think they'll finish 5th. Anyway, I'm going to go for Everton 0, Chelsea 1. Leicester City versus Brentford. Well, Leicester have not been very busy in the transfer market so far. And Brentford, I think Brentford have bought, I don't know whether they bought one player or couple of players. Anyway, I think Leicester will find it a bit of a struggle this season. I think they're going to finish mid-table. Where do I think they'll finish? They might finish about 13th. And as for Brentford, I think they'll just avoid relegation again, just as they did last season. Anyway, I'm going to go for Leicester 0, Brentford 2. Brentford to win. Manchester United versus Brighton. Well, the problems Manchester United have at the moment, they haven't gone away from last season. Ronaldo wants to leave. I think that Manchester United will be really best to get rid of him if they can. But of course, I don't think they want to. As for Brighton, well, Brighton finished mid-table last season. I think that's probably where they finish again. They'll probably finish about maybe 8th, 9th or 8th. As for this match, I'm going to go for a draw. It won't be easy for Manchester United against Brighton. But anyway, I'm going to go for a draw. Manchester United 1, Brighton 1. West Ham versus Manchester City. Well, West Ham, most of last season, were 4th, but they didn't finish 4th. I think they'll probably finish out the side of the top 4. Probably about 6th. It all depends on what kind of a season they have. And of course, Manchester City, well, everybody's tipping them to win the Premier League again, which I think they will with the players they've got. It's going to be, like I said at the start of the video, an interesting season. Anyway, I'm going to go for West Ham 2, Manchester City 3. Well, let's get on with who I think will win the Golden Boot, who's going to be the top scorer next season, well, it's going to be difficult to predict who's going to win the Golden Boot. You got Mo Salah, Son, and Harry Kane. One of those three will probably win it. Who do I think win it? I probably just edge Salah. I think Salah will win the Golden Boot. Although it could be, like I said, Son or Harry Kane, but I think it'll be Mo Salah. Well, anyway, that's the end of my predictions. Like, comment, and subscribe, and put in the comments where do you think your team is going to finish next at the end of the season. And I'll see you all again in the next video.